One moment that always gets fans going wild is when Aang or Korra trigger the Avatar state. When the Avatar's eyes start glowing white, it means business. By channeling the full power of the light spirit Raava, the Avatar can increase the power of their bending to an extremely high level. While this is quite the effective power against amazingly strong enemies like Zaheer or Fire Lord Ozai, it can also be quite destructive if not properly mastered. In today's Avatar video, I will rank 10 of the best Avatar state moments from various avatars. I start today's video on a rather sad note. In Avatar The Last Airbender's third episode, The Southern Air Temple, Aang is faced with the tragic realization that the air nomads have actually been completely wiped off the map. The temple feels more like a ghost town, and all that remains is statues of his former lives. While he's still hopeful to find at least one of his own somewhere in the vast temple, he comes face to face with the skeleton of his old friend and mentor, Gyatso, surrounded by Fire Nation soldiers' bodies scattered everywhere on the floor. The shock and sorrow caused Aang to trigger the Avatar state and his eyes to start glowing white. A wind sphere started expanding around him, threatening to hurt Sokka and Katara, but also bring the whole place down. Without Katara's intervention, as she'd held Aang's hand, our hero's journey almost ended right there in the rubble of the Southern Air Temple. This scene sets up the relationship between Aang and Katara early, and how he'll need both her waterbending healing and her caring embrace to bring him back when the Avatar state takes him over, like in the Siwang Desert when Appa went missing. The way Unalaq treated his niece Korra in The Legend of Korra clearly goes in the top 10 anime betrayals of all time list.
I can't believe I trusted him.
In Book 2's episode Darkness Falls, the waterbender Unalaq merged with the spirit of darkness and chaos Vaatu in order to become the very first Dark Avatar, and hopefully the last. While the first Avatar, Wan, defeated Vaatu centuries ago, no Avatar before Korra ever had to fight such a powerful foe as the Dark Avatar. While Korra had the advantage of being able to control all four elements, Unalaq was quite the master of waterbending, having lived and perfected his bending way longer than Korra had. As Korra was about to be crushed between ice walls, she triggered her Avatar state and created a fire tornado to get out of the trap. But the fight didn't quite go as planned, as Vaatu succeeded in tearing Raava out of Korra, and in a moment that got viewers' jaws dropping, destroyed the light spirit, resulting in Korra losing her connection to all previous avatars. While Korra eventually defeated the Dark Avatar, she nevertheless left the fight with a scar that will be hard to heal. Avatar Yangchen is one of the show's characters that has been praised in collective history as one of the good avatars. Having restored peace across the four nations during her era, she has done quite a lot of good. But the problem is that by seemingly siding with humans, she has left the spirit world unchecked and quite pissed. This would reflect in her next life in the form of Kuruk, who would have to pick up the pieces and fight dark spirits out to get the Avatar and the physical world. This is briefly discussed in the comic book The Rift Part 2 when she stands up to the spirit General Old Iron, wrongly seeking revenge against the humans that he believed were responsible for his friend Lady Tianhai's death. Before striking a deal with him and creating the Yangchen festival, Yangchen fought him, even going to the extent of triggering the Avatar state to show him the full extent of her power. General Old Iron eventually agreed to step down and never reappear again if Yangchen and the air nomads would keep the area clear of any human devastation, making the land sacred. Obviously, with the Air Nomads massacre, the tradition was not kept, and the creation of the Earth and Fire refinery on the sacred site would only anger the dormant spirit as he returned once more during Aang's time. Before Vaatu was released and merged with Unalaq to create the Dark Avatar, he was in a constant fight with Raava until Wan freed him from the Spirit of Light's grasp by mistake. In Korra's episode Beginnings Part 2, Wan is close to being defeated by a gigantic and powerful Vaatu until, with the help of the Spirit Portal, he permanently becomes one with Raava, creating the first Avatar.
We are bonded forever.
This greatly boosted all of his elemental bending and physical abilities, granting him the power to trap Vaatu in an orb of constantly moving air, surrounded by a ring of water, one of earth, and a bigger one of fire. Pushing the spirit of darkness with a gust of wind, Wan trapped the evil spirit in the Tree of Time for ages until Unalaq freed the creature, who promised him 10,000 years of darkness. After the epic battle, Wan ended up closing the portal to the spirit world, separating both worlds until Korra's era. While Wan's episodes were great to explain how the Avatar came to be, a limited series about the character would be a needed addition to the future of the Avatar universe in order to expand a little bit on the origin of the first Avatar and the years that followed his transformation. In Avatar lore, during the winter solstice, the natural world and the spirit world grow closer together. This has the effect to allow spirits to manifest amazing power in the human world on one side, and allows humans to easily enter the spirit world on the other. And this is why we got an OP Avatar State Roku suddenly appearing in the Avatar episode Winter Solstice Part 2, Avatar Roku. In that episode, Team Avatar travels to Roku's temple on Crescent Island in order for Aang to be able to communicate with Roku at one specific moment, when the light of the sun will touch the eyes of Roku's statue. Zuko and Fire Nation soldiers tried to stop Aang from reaching the room where the statue stood. When the door opened, Zhao, who joined the party, and everyone else were surprised by the Fire Avatar in the Avatar state. He then released Katara, Sokka, and Zuko from their chains while using the firebenders against them. In an incredible feat of lava bending, Roku destroyed parts of the temple, letting it slowly drown in magma. To start our top 5 iconic Avatar state moments, let's go back to the Legend of Korra. One of Korra's best Avatar state scenes happens in the very last episode of the entire series. In the last stand, Mako succeeds in destroying Kuvira's giant mecha by attacking its core using lightning generation. This causes the mecha to explode and be separated in half. A wounded Kuvira, refusing to surrender, ends up in the spirit wilds and tries to shoot at Korra with a still-functioning cannon she finds hanging among the vines. While Korra was fast enough to escape the power beam, the weapon goes berserk, shooting every which way, and almost hit Kuvira until Korra switched to the Avatar state in a flash and energy bended the blast skyward, creating a brand new portal to the spirit world right in the middle of Republic City. This not only shows how Korra had grown to become a merciful Avatar like Aang was, but also how powerful she's become. Avatar's episode The Siege of the North Part 2 is by far one of the most impactful episodes in the whole series. General Zhao gets what he deserved after he triggered a red moon, and Yue sacrifices herself to become the moon and restore balance between the astral being and the ocean, giving waterbenders their bending abilities back. But something really impressive happens to Aang as his Avatar state is triggered and somehow fused with the grieving ocean spirit La. Aang, who is floating in the middle of a now giant glowing koi fish monster, goes from the spirit oasis to the ocean, where an entire Fire Nation fleet is waiting. As one of the first times the viewers could witness the Avatar state's true power, this was quite the OP introduction. The Fire Nation's flames, weapons, their tanks, and even their entire fleet had no chance against the water-bending kaiju. While Book 2 took its toll on Korra, Book 3 literally broke her. As one of the Legend of Korra's best episodes of the entire series, Venom of the Red Lotus had one amazing Avatar state sequence.
Destroy the Avatar!
When Zaheer and the Red Lotus poisoned Korra and tried to kill her, her Avatar state was triggered in full rage mode. In her final battle against Zaheer, we saw her fly across the sky, propelling herself with firebending to catch the airbender gifted with the rare ability to fly. While the poison eventually got to her and she became weaker by the minute, we saw her throw giant boulders at Zaheer, waterbend to a reach never attained before, and finally catch him while being at the heart of a tornado created by Jinora. While the event will traumatize her, it nevertheless eventually helped her grow into a more mature and spiritual Avatar by the end of Book 4. When Aang summoned Kyoshi in episode 25, Avatar Day, in order to prove his past life was innocent of the murder of Chin the Conqueror, it did not really go as planned. When the forever tall Avatar Kyoshi appeared in front of the jury, she downright admitted committing the crime, which takes us to a flashback. When Chin was expanding his empire throughout the Earth Kingdom, he met his match when he faced Kyoshi, who was living on a peninsula. Obviously, Kyoshi refused to surrender and, without a second thought, triggered the Avatar state. She then split her territory from the mainland using earthbending and lava bending, before using her fan to airbend the newly formed Kyoshi Island away from Chin's conquered land. The tiny conqueror fell to his death as the ground he was standing on collapsed down to the ocean. Today's highest ranked entry goes to the epic duel between Aang and Fire Lord Ozai.
He's back!
In the final showdown against Avatar's ultimate villain, Aang had to resort to entering the Avatar state since Ozai was powered up by Sozin's comet. While Aang could have easily and almost did end Ozai in the most terrible way, Kyoshi style, he ended up staying true to his air nomad roots. Ironically, Ozai is the one responsible for triggering Aang's Avatar state, as he caused the boy to be thrown against the rock where his chakra got realigned right away, giving him access to incredible powers. From that moment on, Ozai was pretty much toast as Aang unleashed the true power behind the Avatar state. But just before giving Ozai the coup de grace, Aang exited the Avatar state and for the first time in history performed energy bending on Ozai, taking away his bending for good. I'm curious to see how previous Avatars first experienced their first time in the Avatar state. If Kyoshi literally summoned a vast amount of land from the ocean bed during the events of the Rise of Kyoshi, imagine what Seto, the master of lava bending, could achieve in the same state.